everyone, or should I say good afternoon, everyone. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills. And for those of you interested, yes, behind me, this is what is called a nipping press or a bookbinding press. It is probably my first ever piece of cast iron, and it is heavy. And it sits there in the corner right now because I'm not using it. And behind me on the other side is my sewing machine. So that is something else that I don't use too much right now. That's my little Bernina sewing machine, and I was the crazy quilt lady there for a number of years, and maybe again, but these days it seems as though most of my time is used in canning and making videos and gardening and other activities. I've always been a gardener though. And to this side of me are a couple of computer screens. So this is my little corner of the office, and Mark's is on the other side there. We do share a room, much to both of our dismay. We used to both have our own space, but it's working out. So anyway, this morning I was invited actually to a breakfast meeting that Mark had to attend, and brought home some goodies. Got some muffins and some grapes that were left over, which is fine. I like muffins, especially chocolate chip muffins. So that's great. And today what I want to do is something that probably I have never done in the past, and that is make some cranberry juice. Now, I've always bought cranberry juice from the store. I don't buy it often. I love cranberry juice, and I especially like to mix it with ginger ale. And I'm hoping that mine is as nice or better than store-bought. At least it won't have any additives in it that I didn't put in there, which is nice. Literally, it's just going to be cranberries and sugar and water. When you make your own homemade, now this is the first time I've made it, so I have no idea how it'll turn out, but this is going to be my first attempt, and if I like it, I will probably make it more often, or at least a much larger batch than I'm doing now. This is a test batch with about 5 bags of berries, and it's the time of year for it. Okay, there are 2 distinct methods that I'm aware of to make cranberry juice, and today I'm going to just use the easy method, and if it works out, awesome. I'll make it more often, or at least make much larger batches. So anyway, we'll go through this process, and once it's completed, I will show you the final outcome. Now, I do understand that it does take about 4 weeks to mature, so even though I'm canning them up, you do need to leave it sit. And so when you go to actually drink the juice, you have to strain the berries out at that point. The other method, of course, is to process the berries now and then squeeze out the berries themselves, and you're left with just the juice, and to can that up. And I may try that process the next time, but this one seemed a whole lot easier, so I thought I'd start off with this one. Anyway, let's get to it. Ooh, and I have double chocolate and chocolate chip. Yum, yum, yum. So second breakfast here. Okay, so I've got 7 jars ready now to be filled. I've got a pot of water on the stove because I will need some boiling water. I'm going to get my lids ready. I've got my canner on the stove getting warmed up, and these will be water bath canned, so there's enough water there, hopefully, that it will cover the tops of these jars. If not, I'll have to top them up a bit. We do want at least an inch or 2 above the height of these jars. So my cranberries are in the sink, floating, getting washed, and I found one bad one out of the whole lot. As you can see, it's there, and it's not even super bad, but I've removed that one. And so I have to get my lids and rings ready now, and some sugar. So the only ingredients we need for this is the cranberries, some boiling water, and some sugar. Okay, and as I've stated, there are a couple of ways to make cranberry juice. And one of them is, of course, to cook and process the berries and then use a sieve to take the berries out and just have the juice. The easiest method, and the method I'm going to use today, is just to leave the berries whole in the jars. And what we do there is we fill up the mason jars halfway. And this is what I'm going to do right now. So approximately 50% full. Now we did buy 5 bags, and I heard that the amount you need is probably 4, but we'll see how it goes and whatever. I'm going to make 7 quarts, and if there's extra berries, more than half, then I'll just continue to fill up the jars until they're all gone. The canner holds 7 quarts. And if the berries, if there's more berries, it's just a little bit stronger, which is fine by me as well. It's a little more concentrated. And it looks like that may be the case here. A few more to go. Okay. No, I think it's probably close to the right amount here. If there are any extra, it's just a few extra, not that many. Okay. I'm just going to get another funnel simply because I want this one to be dry. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add sugar. You do need to add sugar to this because the berries are very tart, for one, and secondly, you want to be able to get the flavor out of them, and the sugar helps to release that. So the idea is that you put anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2. A lot of people recommend a 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1/4 might be a little bit on the low side, so I'm going to go with 1/3 cup, and that should take care of it for me. So 1/3 cup of sugar for everyone. Now on the bright side, this is homemade cranberry juice. You know exactly what's in it. There are no other additives that something else might, there's no cornstarch or corn syrup or anything like that in here. It's just your cranberries and your sugar. You could add honey if you wanted to, but today I'm going with sugar. Okay, so 1/3 cup in each. Now I will remove my sugar. And I've got a pot of boiling water on the stove. It's almost boiled, but I think it's close enough because the canner as well is just almost boiled. So they're probably both at a very similar temperature. So let me see if I can step this back a bit so you can see it better. Okay, so now we're just going to fill these up with water. Now what's going to happen is that we will water bath can these for 35 minutes, and they won't be fully developed. The juice will not be fully developed at that point. You do have to wait 4 weeks or so for the juice to develop. Now if you did it the other way, you'd probably have the juice immediately, but it's a lot more work. And this is a very simple and easy method. I thought I'd try this one first, and perhaps we'll see if I try the other method after Christmas, because I'm sure that berries will also be available at that point. And really, this is about the only time of year that you see them, is Thanksgiving and Christmas time, so it's an ideal time to make your juice. And I'm going to put my lids and mirrors on these ones, and we are about a ½ inch from the top. I know the berries are floating, but they always do that anyway. These cranberries do float. Okay. So these can go in the canner, finger tight. These ones are all ready. And we'll continue along here. I'm thinking this might be a nice way to make other kinds of berry juice. Maybe blueberry, I don't know, we'll see. Other kinds of berries. And you could start off with frozen berries if you want, certainly. That'll work as well. Well, this is one of the easier canning projects that you can do. Okay, there we are. Last two down. Very easy. And I think I have the right amount of water in my canner. Certainly have a few inches over the top, as you can see. And I'm going to wait till this comes to a boil at this point, and then I'm going to process them for about 35 minutes. But I do want this whole thing to come to a boil before I do that. Okay, and just in case I forgot to mention it, I always add just a small splash of vinegar in the canner itself, and it doesn't really take much at all. A couple of tablespoons maybe, just to keep the minerals from building up on my jars. I like to keep my jars so that they actually look nice. And they just would develop a cloudy external appearance. It doesn't hurt much, but I don't like them looking cloudy. Anyway, this has not yet come to a boil, so it's getting close. But once it starts boiling furiously, then I'll set the timer for 35 minutes. Okay. And that is for my altitude, so you would have to check on how much time you have to process it for depending on your altitude. Okay? Okay, the color does seem to be coming out of, the juice does seem to be coming out of the berries. The bottom half is developing color, and the berries are becoming very light colored and looking good. Okay, last one. As you can see, the bottom of it is yet to have some color added to it there, but all the color from the berries themselves is going down into the liquid. So I'm just going to let these cool off and seal, and hopefully they all seal. Looking good, and yeah, I can see why it would take a little while to develop the juice here. Anyway, this is done. Good experiment. We'll see how it tastes though. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping I enjoyed this cranberry juice, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.